The Canes are in camp as of March 19th under Manny Diaz. We got Gabby Urrutia on the line from State of the U to talk Miami football. Again, we encourage you to help us build the channel here at Mark Rogers TV, the voice of college football. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, of course. And, of course, do your Amazon shopping by using one of our links below in the description section. All right, Gabby, of course, the next wave comes in potentially for 2020. There was much controversy surrounding the last recruiting cycle, that coming off the 7-6 campaign and all the controversy in regards to the perception that Mark Richt mishandled the quarterback situation, which I certainly buy into that perception as well. Then the recruiting cycle started to go down, and that's after Richt had two good recruiting classes, and it all started to kind of unravel, and then he retires or announces his resignation there at Miami. Manny Diaz comes over from Temple, reverses field, and kind of saves the class to a certain extent, maybe not to the level that they needed going forward, but salvages through the transfer portal. And now they're looking to get back to that Miami level of recruiting and have an opportunity based on our conversation before we started to record in regards to the recruits coming in, visiting, that they could possibly make some hay here pretty soon.
Yeah, definitely. The 19 class didn't go as anybody expected. Obviously, the way, at Miami, you got to win. Every team from everywhere in the country is coming down here to find talent. We see Alabama come and do it every year. Started with Amari Cooper. They came and took Calvin Ridley. They took Xavier Williams. I believe he's a freshman there now. Top talent from South Florida is constantly going to these other programs. So these kids have options. If Miami's not winning, it takes nothing for them to say, I'm going to go to Georgia, I'm going to go over there. So yeah, but Manny Diaz needs to win at the end. If he's going to make this 2020 class great, he's got to win. But he's doing a good job so far, and he salvaged it through the transfer portal, which obviously made national headlines with Jalen Phillips, Tate Martell headlining, Trevon Hill as well. But the Hurricanes did host their junior day, which I kind of consider it a senior day, because although these kids are juniors in school, they're seniors in football, because this is already heading into spring football of their senior year. So I would say the headlines of Miami's junior day was 5-star linebacker out of Virginia. His name is Antoine Sampa, number 30 player in the country of the 247 composite rankings. He's the number 2 inside linebacker in the country. Those are the type of guys that Miami offers, and you see Miami throw out these offers to these huge guys. Like there's Justin Flo in California. Miami reached out and offered to him. But in order for there to be any chance of them coming, the first step is to take a visit. If they take a visit, these kids are at least interested, because for these unofficial visits, these kids got to pay their own way, or their families got to pay their own way to get down to Coral Gables. And showing that interest on their end, from Tampa's end, for example, for him to come from Virginia down to Coral Gables to take that visit is huge. There was Kendrick Bingley Jones, a defensive tackle from Charlotte, who also paid his way down. He's the number 140 player in the composite 247. So some good players from outside of Miami's, I guess, fertile recruiting grounds, which is generally South Florida. Manny Diaz definitely wants to make South Florida a priority. And then just a bunch of the commits. The commits came back. They hung around. Brian Robinson was at practice one of the days when I was there. I believe it was Thursday. Brian Robinson was there. He's a wide receiver out of Palm Beach Central. We're fighting off Florida to hold on to his commitment. It's probably going to be a battle to the end to keep his commitment. Sammy O'malley from Carroll City, another just a big defensive end. He was committed to Miami. He was in attendance, and a bunch of other guys. A bunch of guys from either committed to Miami from the South Florida region, and they're coming to Miami. Miami's showing them a great time. It's a beautiful facility. It's a beautiful area, and this new coaching staff has the energy in that building through the roof. And they say the new Miami, they mean it. These coaches mean business. They're not gonna tippy-toe their way around this recruiting stuff. They're going fully after it. I think they intend to win. They have to win if they intend to actually reel in any of these guys. And Manny Diaz is doing a really good job of showing kids that this is definitely a new Miami. This isn't the same Miami that Mark Richt left them. This isn't a Miami that kids are going to question whether they want to be a part of it. This is a Miami that kids are going to either want to be a part of it, or they're going to regret not being a part of it in the minds of the coaches. So a lot of exciting things. And junior day, Miami ended up with 2 commitments. An offensive tackle, Antonio Smith, out of Vanguard in Ocala, the same high school that Nkosi Perry came from. He's a big kid, 6'2.5", not currently ranked on 24/7 Sports. I don't know. There's still a lot of evaluation going on there. I'm not really sure. I don't have too much information about him. Honestly, I hadn't heard much about him. But Miami accepted his commitment, so it has to mean that they like him. And Keyshawn Washington, defensive back, safety type of player from South Dade. Jaden Francois, he's a Miami-Dade County's interception leader from last year, and great talent, a really good talented kid. These two roam the backfield in South Dade together, so it's good to regain his commitment because he decommitted after the staff change of Mark Richt to Manny Diaz. He kind of took a step back, reevaluated everything, and now we have him back in the fold. So great job by Manny Diaz to get Keyshawn Washington back in. He's a top player in the country, one of the top players in South Florida. So some exciting news and some momentum in the recruiting class once again for 2020.